Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning Bhagavatam class and hopefully attentive japa. We'll make a start, and if anybody else wants to join, that's fine. Let's continue. Okay. So we're talking about Vṛtrāsura now and how he came about, and he's going to be fighting Indra. Indra has become his enemy, and Indra wants to kill him, but they realize that he's too powerful. So they approach Lord Narayan. And when you approach Lord Narayan for something, and Lord Narayan has the has a solution for everything. So Lord Narayan will tell us what's the best thing to do to be able to defend themselves. Okay. So it's mentioned. So actually, the demigods are praying at the moment. The demigods are praying to Lord Narayan. So like what's happening, and they're glorifying the Lord. That please give us some ideas how we can fight this with the sword. So they're still praying. So they carry on to say, a rope causes fear for a bewildered person who considers it a snake, but not for a person with proper intelligence, who knows it to be only a rope. Similarly, you as a super soul in everyone's heart inspire fear or fearlessness according to one's intelligence, but in you there is no duality. So, we have all have different ways of thinking, and some might consider rope a snake, others will consider it a rope. They're not afraid of it, but if you think a rope is a snake, then there's a problem. And it's just like a similar example that a rope is a rope, a snake is a snake. They're both real. Rope is real, snake is real. But the problem is when you think the rope is a snake, right? So you're misidentifying something. It's like we are a spirit soul, but we misidentify ourselves to be, I'm Indian, I'm a male, I'm a male, I'm a female, like that. We're misidentifying ourselves or true identity. So this example is used in many ways. So in Bhagavad-Gita 4.11, the Lord says, Ye yatha mam prapadante tham tathaiva bhajamiham. As one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. The Supreme Personality Godhead is a reservoir of everything, including all knowledge, all truth, and all contradictions. The example cited herein is very appropriate. A rope is one truth, but some mistake it for a snake, whereas others know it to be rope. Similarly, devotees who know the Supreme Personality Godhead do not see contradictions in him, but non-devotees regard him as a interesting. So non-devotees regard him as a snake-like source of all fear. For example, when Narasimhadev appeared, Prahlad Maharaj saw the Lord as the supreme solace, whereas father demon saw him as the ultimate death. Interesting. So let's pray. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukham Koti Vachalam. Pangum Langyate Grim Yat Kirpatam Hamandeshi Guru Din Taranam Paramanandamadam Shitataneshwaram Hari Om Tassat. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jem Uduriyat Nastapeshu Abdreshu Nitam Bhagavat Sevya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nestiki. So the demigods, they continue to speak or to glorify the Lord. With deliberation, one will see that the Supreme Soul, although manifested in different ways, is actually the basic principle of everything. The total material energy is the cause of the material manifestation, but the material energy is caused by him. Therefore, he is the cause of all causes, the manifester of intelligence and the senses. He is perceived as the super soul of everything. Without him, everything would be dead. You, as the super soul, the supreme controller, are the only one remaining. Interesting. Therefore, O killer of Madhu, the demon or like Madhusudan, incessant transcendental bliss flows in the minds of those who have even once tasted but a drop of the nectar from the ocean of your glories. Such exalted devotees forget the tiny reflection of the so-called material happiness produced from the material senses of sight and sound. Free from all desires, such devotees are the real friends of all living entities. Offering their minds onto you and enjoying transcendental bliss, they are expert in achieving the real goal of life. O Lord, you are the soul and dear friend of such devotees who are never need return to this material world. How could they give up engagement in your devotion service? So the Lord has some eternal servants who never come to this world, whereas we, the marginal energies, we can't make our mind sometimes. We don't probably even want to go back home, given the opportunity. We're happy to live our lives in our, in our situation with our families, our friends. We get used to, in a soul, actually, one of the things about soul, you see, it can find happiness in any situation. Even in hell, a soul could find happiness. This the nature of the soul. It's meant to be blissful. It can find happiness anywhere. Doesn't matter what kind of body you have, what kind of situation you're in. You'll find something to laugh about, some happiness somewhere. You can create it, because happiness and distress is the state of mind, right? End of the day, somebody might find some happiness in something, and others may not see happiness in that. So it's a state of mind that whether you are happy or you're sad. A lot of times it's a queen or a princess living in an opulent palace, having everything best, may still not be happy, and then you may see somebody living in a hut being happy. So it's a state of mind. It's not things that bring you happiness. It's your state of mind, how you perceive things. O Lord, O personified three worlds, Father of the three worlds, O strength of the three worlds, in the form of Vaman incarnation, O three-eyed form of Narasimhadev, O most beautiful person within the three worlds, everything and everyone, including human beings and even the Daitya demons and the Danavs, is but an expansion of your energy. O supremely powerful one, you have always appeared in your forms as the various incarnations to punish the demons as soon as they become very powerful. You appeared as Lord Vamandev, Lord Ram, and Lord Krishna. So these given examples of Lord Nrsimhadev, Lord Vamandev, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, what did they do? When they came, they destroyed the demons. You appear sometimes as an animal-like Lord, Bo, sometimes a mixed incarnation like Lord Nrsimhadev, Lord Hygriv, and sometimes an aquatic like Lord Fish and Lord Tortoise. Assuming such various forms, you have always punished the demons of Danav and Danavs. We therefore pray that your Lordship appear today as another incarnation, if you so desire, to kill the great demon, Vṛtrāsura. So there are two kinds of devotees known as Sakam and Akam. So Srila Prabhupada explaining. Pure devotees are Akam, whereas devotees in the upper planet system, such as the demigods, are called Skam. So we would think that demigods are a lot higher than us, not higher than Vaishnavas, but it seems like the Vaishnavas are higher than the Brahmins. They even perceived higher than the demigods. So because they still want to enjoy material opulence, that's the thing with the demigods. Because of the pious activities, the Sakam devotees are promoted to the higher planetary system. But at heart, they still desire to lord it over the material sources. So doing pious activities is not enough. With pious activities, you will go into a higher planet and you become a demigod, but your desires are still there of enjoying material energy. These calm devotees are sometimes disturbed by the demons and Rakshas, but the Lord is so kind that he always saves them by appearing as an incarnation. The Lord's incarnations are so powerful that Lord Vamandev covered the entire universe with 2 steps and therefore had no place for his 3rd step. The Lord is called Trivikrama because he showed his strength by delivering the entire universe with merely 3 steps. So the difference between calm and a calm devotee is that when calm devotees like the demigods fall into difficulty, they approach the Supreme Personality Godhead for relief. Whereas a calm, which is the devotees, even in the greatest danger, never disturb the Lord for material benefits. We can disturb the Lord for spiritual benefits, but never disturb the Lord for material benefits. Even if a calm devotee is suffering, he thinks this is due to his past impious activities and agrees to suffer the consequences. Because Krishna's desire is our desire. So when we say Krishna's desire is our desire, Krishna's will is our will, it's all across the spectrum. Whatever we talk about, health, wealth, family, whatever we're talking about, it's whatever is Krishna's will is our will. He never disturbs the Lord. Calm devotees immediately pray to the Lord as soon as they are in difficulty, but they are regarded as pious because they consider themselves fully dependent on the mercy of the Lord. So at least they're remembering the Lord in time of trouble. And they're remembering Krishna, is the important. Even while suffering in the midst of difficulties, devotees simply offer the prayers and service more enthusiastically. In this way, they become firmly fixed in devotional service and eligible to return home back to Godhead without a doubt. So whenever there's trouble, just chant Hare Krishna. They say there's 2 ways of finding out what you are really made of or how much you have advanced. There's 2 ways to check your advancement. First one is, what do you do when you are on your own? What do you think about how do you behave? And how do you worship Krishna when you're on your own? And second is, what do you say? What do you think when you are in pain? When you're in pain, how do you react? Do you remember Krishna, or you get angry, or you think you're a victim, or why is this happening to me like that? Or you say Krishna, whatever. It's that's what you want from me. That's fine. Just thank you. Please always remember me, and hope I can serve you with good health like that. But now when people are in pain, they lash out. So when you're squeezed, what comes out is depends on what's inside. Even while suffering in the midst of difficulty, devotees simply offer the praise and service more enthusiastically. In this way, they become firmly fixed in devotional service and eligible to return home back to Godhead. That's the qualification. Because whatever you're saying, you should be like that as well. Sakam devotees, of course, achieve from the Lord results they desire from their prayers, but they don't immediately become fit to return to Godhead. It is to be noted here that Lord Vishnu, in his various incarnations, is always a protector of his devotees. So it's very important that we understand this, what Srila Prabhupada is explaining. O Supreme Protector, O Grandfather, O Supreme Pure, O Lord, we are all surrendered souls at your lotus feet. So, interesting. O Supreme Protector, O Grandfather. Are they calling Lord Narayan Grandfather because they see themselves as the sons Yeah, well, I mean, they're the sons of the sages, right? Aditi and Diti,
Yes.
like that. But they say no grandfather. So now please manifest your incarnation, accepting us your own eternal servants and devotees. Be pleased with us and sympathetic towards us. By your love-filled glance with its cool and pleasing smile of sympathy, and by the sweet nectarian words emanating from your beautiful face, free us from the anxiety caused by this Vṛtrāsura, who always pains the cause of our hearts. So Lord Brahma is considered the father. So, okay, it's explained here. Lord Brahma is considered the father of the demigods, but Krishna or Lord Vishnu is the father of Brahma, because Brahma took birth from the lotus flower growing from the Lord's abdomen. So yes, they consider Lord Brahma to be their father, and Lord Brahma as the son of Lord Narayan. O Lord, as the small sparks of fire cannot possibly perform the actions of the whole fire, we sparks of your lordship cannot inform you of the necessities of our lives. You are the complete whole. Therefore, of what do we need to inform you? You know everything because you are the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, the maintainer and the annihilator of the entire universal creation. You always engage in your pastimes with your spiritual and material energies, for you are the controller of all these varied energies. You exist within all living entities, within the cosmic manifestation, and also beyond them. You exist internally as para Brahma and externally as the ingredients of the material creation. Therefore, all the manifested in various stages at different times and places and in various bodies, you, the personal Godhead, are the original cause of all causes. Indeed, you are the original element. You are the witness of all activities. But because you are as great as the sky, you are never touched by any of them. You are the witness of everything as Par Brahman and Param Atma, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing is unknown to you. So basically, they are telling the Lord everything the Lord knows already. It's like Lord is not, these things are not hidden to the Lord. That He is the energy of this and is the cause of this. The Lord knows. But I think like that's the way of saying that we appreciate, your greatness, glorifying. That's all. Dear Lord, you are omniscient, and therefore you know very well, and why we have taken shelter at your lotus feet. So the Lord even knows that why you are here. Obviously, you after something, you want something. That's why all this glorification is going on, right? Which provide shade that gives relief. So your lotus feet provide shade that gives relief from all material disturbances. Since you're the supreme spiritual master and you know everything, we have sought shelter of your lotus feet for instruction. Please give us relief by contracting our present distress. Your lotus feet are the only shelter for a fully surrendered devotee and are the only means for subduing all the tribulations of this material world. Now, they were calling Lord Narayan grandfather. I mean, how can a grandfather refuse his grandson? Maybe a father can refuse his son something, but a grandfather can't refuse his grandchild. It was like pleading to him for something. He can't refuse, right? So that's very smart, very interesting. Asking the grandfather for a favor. O Lord, O Supreme Pure, you live within the core of everyone's heart and observe all the desires and activities of the conditioned souls. O Supreme Personality Godhead, known as Lord Krishna, your reputation is bright and illuminating. You have no beginning, for you are the beginning of everything. This is understood by pure devotees because you are easily accessible to the pure and truthful. When the conditioned souls are liberated and sheltered at your lotus feet after roving throughout the material world for many millions of years, they attain the high success of life. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Personality Godhead, we offer our spectral obeisance onto your lotus feet. Shri Sukdev Goswami continued, O King Parikshit, when the demigods offered the Lord their sincere praise in this way, the Lord listened by his causeless mercy, and being pleased, he then replied to the demigods. So now Lord Narayan is going to speak. So he's pleased with them. He thanked them for the reminder of the greatness of the Lord. And now the Lord is going to respond to the demigods. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O beloved demigods, you have offered your praise to me with great knowledge, so that they have proved that they understand the Lord, his greatness. And I am certainly most pleased with you. A person is liberated by such knowledge. Just knowing about the Lord can liberate. And thus he remembers my exalted position, which is above the conditions of material life. Such a devotee is fully purified by offering praise in full knowledge. This is the source of devotional service to me. So that's part of the devotional service, offering praise, knowing the greatness, and reminding ourselves of the greatness of the Lord. That's also devotional service. Oh, Vandanam is one of the devotional services. Another name of the Supreme Person of Godhead is Uttam Shloka, which means that he's offered praise with selected verses. Bhakti means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smarnam, chanting and hearing about Lord Vishnu. Impersonalists cannot be purified, for they don't offer personal praise to Supreme Person of Godhead. So that's one of the missing with the impersonalists. Even though they sometimes offer praise, the praise are not directed toward the Supreme Person. Impersonalists sometimes show their incomplete knowledge by addressing the Lord as being nameless, even formless. They always offer praise indirectly, saying, you are this, you are that, but they don't know to whom they are praying. A devotee, however, always offers personal praise, and they know, the Lord's features, or what the Lord is capable of. A devotee says, Govindam Adipursham Tam Aham Bhajami. I offer my respectful obeisance unto Govinda, unto Krishna. That is the way to offer praise. If one continues to offer such praise to the Supreme Person of Godhead, is eligible to become a pure devotee and return home back to Godhead. So this prayer, which is sang like the first prayer in the morning, actually when darshan time, this prayer is darshanarti. This prayer is sang, and this is from the Brahma Samhita, and we are glorifying the Lord and his limbs, what they can do and how the Lord looks, like that. So please the Lord by singing this prayer. O best of the intelligent demigods, although it is true that nothing is difficult for one to obtain when I am pleased with him, a pure devotee whose mind is exclusively fixed upon me does not ask me for anything but the opportunity to engage in devotional service. So when the demigods finished offering the prayers, they anxiously waited for the enemy Vṛtrāsura to be killed. This means that the demigods are not pure devotees. Although without difficulty one can get anything he desires, if the Lord is pleased, the demigods aspire for material profit by pleasing the Lord. So they are after something material, and that is not a good thing, as Srila Prabhupada has been explaining throughout this reading, that if you're trying to please the Lord, you please the Lord for just the sake of pleasing the Lord, and the benefits will come, but don't be transactional, that I will please you and you will give me this. That prayer, Om Jai Jagdish Hare. That's a Hindu prayer sang in temples every week.
Every day.
every day, especially, well, I can't win on a Tuesday, so I don't have to sing every day, but I guess they sing every day.
At every arti, the same.
Every arti, that same praise sang. Wow. So they're just asking for material things. If you see the words of that prayer, Om Jai Jagdish Hare, Om Jai Jagdish Hare, and Jo Pave, Phal Pave,
Jo dhyave.
Jo Gave,
Dhyave.
Dhyave, Phal Pave, like that. And they're asking for material benefits all the way
But they
through.
do say, Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera. In the end, they say.
The Lord wanted the demigods to pray for unalloyed devotional service, not for material benefits, not for phal. But instead they prayed for an opportunity to kill their enemy. This is the difference between a pure devotee and a devotee on the material platform. Indirectly, the Lord regretted that the demigod did not ask for pure devotional service. That is a shame. Yes, that is a shame. It's like that story I have mentioned before about the lady who was carrying sticks on her head, and it was a hot day. The sticks fell from her. She fell on the floor. The sticks fell on the floor, and she said, "Oh, Krishna, please help me." And Krishna came by chance. Krishna came and he says, "What can I do for you?" And she says, "Oh, please, can you put this bundle of sticks back on my head? I can't get down, pick them up." And she said, "Yes, if that's what you want." And he did. And then later on, she realized, but what did I just do? I could ask for anything. And all I asked was, Lord appeared, and all I asked was just to put the sticks back on my head. We sort of program that way to ask for material things or ask for something mundane and temporary, or that we have a problem, we have a problem in hand and we want that solved. And Krishna appears, "What can I do for you?" "Krishna, can you please just solve this problem for me?" We'll ask for that. And, "Oh, Krishna, I could ask for anything. And I just asked Krishna to solve this little problem for me." It's like that. Krishna says, ask for pure devotional service. It comes as a package. You get everything with that pure devotional service. Those who think material assets to be everything or to be ultimate goal of life are called misers, karpana. They don't know the ultimate necessity of the soul. Moreover, if one awards that which is desired by such fools, he must also be considered foolish. So it's foolish to ask for mundane things. A pure devotee who's fully accomplished in the science of devotional service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruit activities for material enjoyment, not to speak of helping him such activities. Such a devotee is like an experienced physician who never encourages a patient to eat food injurious to his health, even if the patient desires it. O Magwan, all good fortune unto you. I advise you to approach the exalted saint. So now the Lord is, well, he has told them that they should be not be asking for material things. But now since they've asked, he's going to tell them the solution as well. Om Bhagavan, that's Indra, all good fortune unto you. I advise you to approach the exalted saint Tadichi. He has become very accomplished in knowledge, vows, and austerities, and his body is very strong. Go ask him for his body without delay. That saintly Tadichi, who personally assimilated the spiritual science and then delivered it to the Ashwini Kumaras. It is said that the Dichi gave them mantras through the head of a horse. Therefore, the mantras are called Ashvashira. Ashvashira. After obtaining the mantras of spiritual science from the Dichi, the Ashwini Kumaras became Jivan Mukta, liberated even in this life. So the Lord is asking him to go to the Dichi. So when the Dichi's invincible protective covering, known as Narayan Kavach, was given to Tvishta, who delivered it to his son Vishnurup, from whom you have received it. Because of this Narayan Kavach, the Dichi's body is now very strong. You should therefore beg him for his body. When the Ashwini Kumaras beg for the deity's body on your behalf, he will surely give it because of affection. Don't doubt this, for the deity is very experienced in religious understanding. When the deity awards you his body, Vishwakarma will prepare a thunderbolt from his bones. This thunderbolt will certainly kill Vṛtrāsura because it will be invested with my power. So when Vṛtrāsura is killed because of my spiritual strength, you will regain your strength, weapons, and wealth. Thus, there will be all good fortune for all of you. All the Vṛtrāsura can destroy all the three worlds. Do not fear that he will harm you. He is also a devotee and will never be envious of you. Wow. So the Lord knows everything. He knows us inside and out. And now he has given a recommendation to the demigods or what they should do to counteract this situation. So thank you so much. I'd like to hear from you. Madhu Shamsundar Prabhu, please stay online. Just say Hare Krishna if you can. So we'll start with Sarvashi Mataji. Please, would you like to add anything or just what stood out for you? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Well, the demigods are praying, actually they're praying because they want something to be done. But they come to Krishna because the pure devotees know that Krishna's nature is very transcendental and everything emanates from Krishna. He can do anything. That's why they approach Vishnu or Lord Krishna, because other demigods, I don't think they were able to help them. And so there's so many people here who don't some demons that don't believe in Krishna, and so they never approach Krishna, only the demigod. And people, especially in Kali Yuga, mostly about 90% people have animal life. I mean, they just go to work, sleep, have children, just enjoy themselves. They don't know there's a creator and who can help. When sometimes when they are in very problem, then they just think of God, just to help them. And it's very important to have knowledge, because the demigods have got knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we should have knowledge to know that who is Krishna is, who is body and the soul, and why we have come in this world, what will happen if we leave the body, what will happen. And you have mentioned two types of devotees, one demon and devotees, Akama and Sakama. Akama, they pray, they don't want anything, they just, for the love of Krishna and Sakama, they pray for material benefit, and they want opulences. And mostly when we have noticed here, when the demigods, if they pray, want anything from Krishna, first they glorify Krishna with such a nice, beautiful glorification they give to Krishna to please Krishna. And they don't go straight away and say, Krishna, I want this, please help me. First, they lot of glorification. What is Krishna is, what is
You're right.
What are Krishna's activities? And the glorifies activities like Brahma in Brahma Samhita is such a nice praise. Brahma praise Ishwa Parma Krishna Satidanu Vigrana Radhe Govinda Sakaran Karanam. And there's four kind of people who never approach Krishna. And the people were too busy in sense gratification. People do fruitive activities for their own material opulences. And very material advanced people, just like scientists and things, they think they know the better than God. And atheists, the four kinds of people, they don't believe in God. But the devotees, the main thing is devotees, when they even if they need anything, they approach Krishna and they glorify him so nicely. His transcendental activities, nobody can do anything like Krishna. So we are doing that. We're trying to do the same, praying to Krishna. And we don't want anything materially. We just want devotion of Krishna. That's we should ask for. Just for life after life, the devotion, life after life, Krishna. So we can save Krishna. That should be our motive for the pure devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Mother Shamsundar Prabhu, Hare Krishna, will say something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. ठीक हो?
Hanji Prabhu.
You all right?
Yes, Prabhu. हाँ कुछ
Yeah, very nice class, Prabhuji.
कोई खास गल
नहीं ठीक है साहब, बहुत बढ़िया क्लास ही है.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
Parveen Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you. Yeah, so we see how the demigods, they are glorifying the Lord, and the Lord is the supreme controller and protector, so he is protecting the demigods as well. So I didn't know that demigods, the pure devotee is higher than the demigods. Like you've explained about the two types of devotees, Sakam and Akam. And pure devotee comes under Akam, and demigods are Sakam devotees. So they're praying to the Lord for their protection. So we have seen, like when you see all these programs that we used to watch, how the demigods, they always come to Krishna or Lord Vishnu for help, for protection. So, and then I like the point, we just have to fix our mind on the Lord and just ask for devotional service. And like they say, Bhagwan se Bhagwan ko mango. So we only have to ask God, himself, nothing material, like the example you gave about the old lady who asked to help, to lift the things she has dropped. So we have to be very careful what we want. But I still find, Prabhuji, the mind is so, out of control. It is just, even when we are chanting, it just goes everywhere. Because like I tried to get up even earlier today, so to see if the mind stays, but I don't know whether, because I'm trying to see how many times mind is going here and there, and even like in doing one round, the mind just goes like, planning the whole day, whatever I need to do, it's just thinking of all those things. So I don't know how to control it or just reduce your doings, so if you're not doing too many jobs, then you will not be thinking of them. So I don't know what's the answer. And I like the check. You said the two ways to check if you're advancing, So what do we think and how we behave when we are on our own, and how we react when we are in trouble. So that is a very good way to remember, if we are progressing and what we need to do. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, I was thinking, you're right, mind is out of control and he just thinks what he wants to think, desires what he wants to desire. But, it's very important we think the right things, desire the right things, because I've seen and I've heard that, what we think, what we desire, opportunities and situations are created in our life that lead to fulfilling those thoughts and desires. Really does, but not necessarily exactly how we picture them, but how we, in the state that we deserve them. Your desires will come in the state we deserve them, but they do come true. If you desire bad things, they will come true. If you want to be like a member of a gang or something, like sometimes they show in movies, those things will come true. Now that's in the back of your mind all the time. You want to become that. Situations start coming. You start meeting those kind of people. They come in your life, and they will take you there, and that will be your downfall, like that, right? So we have to be very careful what our desires are, because situations, people will manifest that will lead you into that. But if we desire devotion service, we desire association of the Lord, of the devotees, and the devotees will come in our lives. The Lord will come in our lives to make connection with us, and then we'll go in that direction. So it's that we are sort of controlling, we are sort of sending out a signal. We are like a transmitter. We transmit a signal saying this is what I want. You transmitting what wavelength you're transmitting, that you will capture those things in your life. So it's very dangerous, and yet it's very effective. If we desire, we hit the right wavelength, we will attract the right things. Very, very important. For that, we need good sadhana. We have strong sadhana, and we need to read and strengthen the intelligence, because only the intelligence can control the mind. We control our mind with our intelligence. So, Radharani, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna, such a beautiful, past few weeks we have been doing about Vṛtrāsura before, how it started, Tvashta's son and everything. And when you read pastimes like this, then because when you join Krishna consciousness in the beginning, you start feeling guilty. Oh, I'm not doing the worship for the demigods, so I hope I won't get into any trouble, because you are not understanding this side of Krishna consciousness and that sort of demigods properly. So reading these pastimes, actually Krishna is telling us that we are following the right path, we are in the right direction, so we don't need to feel guilty at all. Demigods are, like we can say, our superior cousins, like in layman's language, or superior family, we can say, because they are living in much opulent, bigger mansions, we can say, and we are living in our own detached houses, that in a way. But their body, their minds, everything is quite similar to us, maybe a little bit more stronger, a little bit more opulent, not little bit, much more opulent than standards on this earth. But their problems are exactly what we have. We have got mind, they have got mind. When problem comes, like we start praying like the atheists, or people who are not religious. The demigods are similar. They know Krishna is the head. So when they get into trouble, they just go to Krishna and pray for Krishna. And what they pray, that is the thing which has been clear to us, that we have to ask for bhakti. Once we ask for bhakti, everything else will be dovetailed automatically. Krishna will give us at least that much health that we can at least remember him, and at least that much wealth, or at least that much opulence that we can serve him something. Like the four things he says in Bhagavad-Gita, at least offer me this. And about the mind is nothing. Mind is our own thoughts, our desires. And like if you feel that you are getting disturbed in during the uh, chanting time, so make sure that you have done all your mundane jobs before, or keep a diary, pen or pencil, in pen and paper by you, and just keep writing whatever comes to your mind, and do this. And if something is bothering you, just write it down. And what is going to happen is this: I heard from our Guru Maharaj, Pataka Maharaj, that he says that do this practice if the mind disturbs you during chanting. So what is going to happen is, slowly you will be emptying your mind, as you will just put your bead to one side, just write down what comes to your mind, and then you can just sit down. And if the housework is bothering you, this and that, then make sure you've done all your jobs, or your phone calls, or anything which is bothering in your mind. Just do it before you sit down, and say to your mind. I also heard from very exalted devotee, Prabhupada disciple. He says, put all your relationships, everything onto one side. So if you've decided to chat for 1 hour, if you can do all the rounds in 2 hours in one sitting, or you have got that time, then tell your mind that all my relationships, all my jobs, all my botherations on one side. This time is just for chanting. And he says that do this for few days, few weeks, and then it will become your habit. So all the, like they say in Hindi, totke and nuskhe and all the tricks are given to us. The problem is application. We just hear classes, we say, oh, very nice, so we can also do it. But problem is when we try to emulate it ourselves, then we find, oh, this is not easy. We have to really press, try it and drill it, like in schools when a child starts learning tables or numbers. It's a big deal. And the same child in future, they're doing the big formulas, big equations. They're doing the quantum mechanics, and they're doing the this and that, and which was like unthinkable when they started before. So similarly, we have to think ourselves of a little baby. Okay, this is the formula. This is how the devotees have cracked this mind. So this is how we are going to, but we have to do it consistently and apply their formulas. And sometimes one formula doesn't apply, you try the other one. But people have done it. Prabhupada says, so it is doable. So we have to have this faith. And if we are determined that we are going to crack this mind in this life, I think we will do something. So, for example, we have been doing this for 12 years now. Just over 12 years. And yeah, I wouldn't say that our chanting is perfect, our mind is perfect. Because what is mind? Mind is, what are we? We are material energy. And material energy is also under Krishna's control. So actually, Krishna wants us to be devotee, but he wants us to be very pure devotees. That's why our mind and the material energy, it is going to disturb us. It's just going to, I think, checking us. We were talking, the me and Narayan Geshe Prabhu, that our mind and Maya is actually testing us, that are we real devotees or just pseudo devotees, that we like the term bhakti and we enjoyed bhakti little bit, so we wanted to do it. So it's just testing us, and the testing phase, and in your heart you know that you want bhakti, and you think that this 20% or 30% entity called mind is disturbing me, and you think 70% I've conquered my mind, only 30% disturbs me every day. And you will slowly, and you say in another few years or even a decade, we will be able to say, what were we doing when we were thinking of mind disturbance and this and that. So that's my little input. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll just do the one round now. So time's getting on. Thank you.
If Mataji is not feeling great.
So, Suresh Mataji, are you up to chanting?